Welcome to Celebrate the Flavors of New Brunswick. I am Barty Carla, aka Carla Haynes, a member of Board of Trustees for New Brunswick Tomorrow. I'm also the owner of Garden of Healing Yoga and Wellness Center here in town and curator of House of Wellbeing, a local hospitality establishment for traveling professionals and persons in transition. I'm a longtime resident of the city and advocate for those suffering from food and housing insecurities.
And I'm Carolina Moratti, an active member of the Esperanza Neighborhood Project. I'm also the host and executive producer of Cooking Outside the Box and a co-host for Share Your Foodways, as well as the community director of Sister Work.
Tonight, we're going to introduce you to a number of New Brunswick residents and learn about their involvement with New Brunswick Tomorrow as we share some information about NBT's programs and areas of focus.
We are also going to help you learn about the items in the baskets so many of you receive, why our residents choose those items, and how the items reminding of their culture.
We are so proud to live in a city of such diversity, and we're fortunate that NBT's number one priority is to help all residents have a better quality of life. We thank all of you who've supported this event and are joining us tonight. We couldn't do what we do without you.
Feel free to chat along with us tonight using the chat feature that you can see along with the scroll of donors on the right of your screen.
Now, before we introduce our first resident, first of all, why don't we just give everybody a big round of applause for showing up and being here. Thank you so much.
And how
Gotta make
about
it
we say
round.
hi to each other?
Round.
Hi, Carla.
How are you today?
I'm so happy to see you today. And look at all of these.
And by the way, I am loving this right here. Okay? So
Thank you
this
so
is
much.
beautiful.
You too as well. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you so
everybody.
much. So I hope you enjoy the colors that we are bringing from our places, that you enjoy what we are presenting you here, a little taste of flavor of us personally, of New Brunswick Tomorrow, of the city as a whole.
Yes.
So we wanted to just tell you a little bit about the wine that's in your basket. Now, tonight's wines are from the Doña Paula Winery in Mendoza, Argentina. The vineyard was established in 1997 and now has many growing regions that allow them to create a wide variety of wines using only their own grapes. All the vineyards are managed using sustainable agricultural practices, so that is just a huge thumbs up. The grapes for the 1350 red wine, thank you so much,
Right.
so beautiful, you're sampling are grown at an altitude of 1,350 meters or 4,400 feet above sea level, the highest altitude of all their vineyards. The area's soil is sandy, and the climate of the Uco Valley has warm days and cool nights, and about 11 inches of rainfall each year. And this particular wine is a 2017 vintage and is a complex blend, balanced wine between, with a deep violet color, has a blend of Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and Casavecchia. Cabernet Franc variety contributes a very spicy floral note, while the Malbec gives the wine aromas of red fruit. And in the mouth, it has a long and highly persistent finish due to the tannins. It's a very elegant and well-structured blend.
That's so amazing, right? We cannot wait. I hope you guys can try to open your bottles now.
We got a wine opener.
Right? Yes, we do. Thanks to Abraham. The second wine is a 2017 Los Cardos Cabernet Sauvignon. These grapes are grown at 1,000 meters or 3,400 feet above sea level, with warm days and cold nights, and about 9.5 inches of rainfall each year. The grapes are harvested in late March and early April in the winery. They are first distilled and softly crushed. A cold pre-fermentative maceration takes place to preserve the primary aromas. Then the must is cooled and traditionally fermentation starts. This wine is a deep ruby red color that is expressive and spicy in the nose, with the aromas of black pepper, graphite, and cassis in the mouth. Black fruit and tannins. Gentle tannins are perceived, and it's affordable wine of a long and elegant finish. We hope you enjoy these wines from Argentina.
And great congrats to Dona Paula Winery for all that they have done to go into the work of expanding their wines and doing, using it in sustainable ways. So really kudos.
Absolutely amazing.
Let's
right?
be sure to get behind them. And the wines came from where? Which which local merchant did we get those from?
Oh,
Was that
let me
finished?
let me yes, I have that information here. Pino's Basket and Gift Shop.
Thank you,
They're located in a
Pinos.
Highland Park, so you can just go there and ask for these wonderful wines.
Awesome.
How about if we get ready to kick off the food selection? We're going to begin with our work around health and access to healthy living resources in New Brunswick.
Perfect.
We'd like to thank Park and Life for being our premier health sponsor tonight. And now I introduce you to, what's her name?
Mamadi.
Mamadi.
Hi, my name is Mamadi Conte. I'm a New Brunswick resident. I was born and raised here, went to school here, and now I get a chance to work with NBT. I'm their Live Well with Your BN coordinator, but I started out as an intern, and I just wanted an opportunity to get closer to the residents and to see the inner workings of New Brunswick and get a great health focus. One of the most memorable moments here is getting a chance to do community outreach, specifically at Eric B. Chandler, because I get to see how people use our social services hands on. But today I'm happy to be here to celebrate the foods of New Brunswick, and I wanted to share a cultural dish with you. My family is from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and one of the things I love to eat during the summertime are mangoes. Now, you can chop them up and eat them cold like you usually do, or you can do what my mom usually does. She likes to boil them. The way that you will prepare are cutting both sides of the mango and slicing a few parts into it and then dipping it into boiling water. You want to boil it for about 30 minutes to an hour until it starts to get soft. After that, you want to take it out, strain all the water out, and let it cool down, not too much because you still want to eat it warm. And then you can add your toppings. Um, Typically, you would add honey or chili powder, and if you really want a kick, you can add cayenne pepper, and then you can finish it off with a little bit of lime. You wouldn't slice it; you would just open it up and then scoop out the mango, and then you can just eat it from the mango. And I think it's really good for the summertime. But I want to thank you guys for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the taste of New Brunswick.
Oh, pardon me. Carolina, can you tell us a little bit about the mangoes and how they're all a little bit different? I'm from Trinidad and we haven't used them in that method, but we've certainly used them to make chutney.
Yes, I love chutney, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mango is something that you can use and is being used in different cultures, and there's so many different ways to eat it, right? Mexican culture will put they will put lime or lemon juice, and they will put some spices on top of that to make it like a little spicier. Um, and like we were talking on, like we saw in the videos, well, you can also boil it, season it up. But I will say the one that you have to boil it, it has to be not too ready to eat, right? Because otherwise you will be make like a mushy
Like
mango.
soup.
Yeah, like a soup of mango. But I would say mango represent a lot of what goes on in New Brunswick because we're a very diverse community. And if you put on the table different nationalities, they will all identify with mango. It's a
So true.
very it's a very, I would say, noble food to eat that you can enjoy together, and everybody will know, oh, that's mango. I love it, because who
Yes.
doesn't love mangoes,
So true. I personally don't know anyone, and I
right?
feel for them. Right. So the great thing in talking about the diversity of the city is also the diversity of resources. And Live Well Vive Bien that Mama D works with is one of the great initiatives that helps to. The whole idea was for the citizens to have knowledge about and access to the resources in the city and what we call the five key major areas of what living well should look like. So it's about being well, eating well, feeling well, moving well, and being safe. So it's about, your lifestyle choices for your own body, how you access care, and also what your environment is like, your home environment as well as your neighborhood. So in order to do that, it requires a collaboration of hundreds of partners who all have an interest in improving our residents' health by helping them to connect with those health-related resources. So it's really just a wonderful multi-layered initiative. And we use social media to spread information about the website and also about how residents can access different events in the city, the different resources. So I would love to take the opportunity to introduce two gentlemen who are at the helm of our organization at this time. They have been doing a fantastic job. Jamie Santiago has been with us for a long time, and more recently, Chris Waltz came on as our chair. And I wanted to get a chance to let you hear from them. They're not here with us live, but they're definitely with us in the work that they do every day, and they have a special message for you both. So take a listen.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Chris Walsh, Chair of New Brunswick Tomorrow's Board of Trustees, and I'm thrilled that you have joined us tonight to celebrate the flavors of New Brunswick. At New Brunswick Tomorrow, we serve residents from all walks of life, and tonight is a celebration of that diversity. As our hosts guide you to put together your charcuterie boards, you'll meet many of our residents, and you will hear their experiences with New Brunswick Tomorrow, as well as their decision to share their chosen item for your basket and how it represents their country of origin and culture. We look forward to sharing with you tonight what makes our community so vibrant and how New Brunswick Tomorrow will continue moving people forward. I now have the pleasure of introducing New Brunswick Tomorrow's president, Jamie Santiago, to share a more in-depth look at New Brunswick Tomorrow.
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to begin by thanking all of our guests for being here tonight, as well as our sponsors. We truly appreciate all your generous support. Our mission is to help residents improve their quality of life. Connecting with you to share our vision is vital to our work, and we are grateful to you. New Brunswick Tomorrow has been driving social revitalization for New Brunswick for 45 years, and we continue that work today. Programs such as our focus on youth development, on neighborhood and economic development, and healthcare access and disease prevention are at the heart of what we do. And as we all know, this last year changed everything. So we pivoted from our typical health initiatives to focus on helping our community combat the effects of COVID-19 by ensuring that our residents had adequate access to testing and to vaccines when they became available. In our youth programming, we've expanded to give the youth of New Brunswick the best opportunities to pursue higher educations, since, as we all know, that is one of the many factors in addressing the wealth gap. In the neighborhood development space, we've also grown, expanding our efforts in rehabilitating vacant and abandoned homes. And we're also increasing affordability of home ownership for our residents by providing down payment assistance. Your continued support funds these efforts more and more. Again, thank you for your support of New Brunswick Tomorrow. I'm now going to pass it off to our hosts, Carolina and Carla, to start your tour of the flavors of New Brunswick. Enjoy.
These mangoes are so yum. Right? And where did that come from, actually? So just so you know, we're getting all of these things from local vendors, because that's also part of what we're highlighting as where the products come from, and then what our local people do with these products, how they use them. So where's the
Absolutely. This mango came from the New Brunswick Farmers Market, but you can also find it in many grocery stores in the city. We call them bodegas.
Bodegas.
Yes, you can just go to any of the bodegas, or otherwise you can go to 139 French Street, where the Farmers Market is located.
Yeah, that's a great spot.
Yes.
So we just want to take a minute to give a little shout out. We've got tons of donors, and we are so grateful for that. And there's room for you too, by the way. But we just wanted to say thanks to Ayelet Benzvi, Elizabeth and Charles Bergman, Gian Bland, Kelly Blythe, Margaret Brennan. Do you want to holler out some names too?
Yes. We have Three Cuts Barbershop.
Yeah.
We have Janiris Diaz. We have Diana Diaz Tapia. Rebecca Escobar.
Love her.
Yes. Yesenia Hernandez.
Oh, I love her too.
Christopher Pavano. Yesenia Silverio. I know her too. Gus Slayman. I'm sure a lot of people
And
know
this is
him
New
as well.
Brunswick. Okay, so I have to just pause and say some of those names, Yesenia Hernandez, by the way, we went to school together. So
Oh,
part of
wow.
part of New Brunswick is, this is what happens when you stay here for 40 years. I went to Roosevelt School, New Brunswick High School, and I'm working literally in the city with so many of the people that I went to school with. And a lot of that actually has to do with initiatives that NBT started way back then because they've been in existence for 45 years.
Isn't that amazing?
So here we are,
Yes.
either a direct product or receiving indirect impact from the work of NBT over all these decades. So now there's opportunities for you to give to us tonight because, as you know, it's been an especially challenging year, and we're going to share more about how we've taken not only the work we've been doing all these years, but how we've then had to really just adapt and adjust to the needs that arose in this past year and a half, especially. It really brought a lot to light about issues that we were already aware of, perhaps not quite to the degree, or even new issues in how we go about providing services for people when we can't be in proximity, when we don't have the usual ways of contacting each other. So your help is still really, really important, and we would love it. You can either hit donate on the page, or you can text give to NBT, and you're going to text that to 4144. 4144.
We can make a little song out of that, right?
I'm probably going to make a song about it before the night is over. I warn you now.
Yes.
So next we'd like to introduce Selmira. She's one of NBT's community health ambassadors, and she's very involved with the Esperanza Neighborhood Project.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Elmira Cordero. Yo vivo en la ciudad de New Brunswick desde hace 16 años atrás. Y he pertenecido desde el 2014 a la organización New Brunswick Tomorrow. Me gusta trabajar con esta organización porque se enfoca mucho en los problemas de nuestra comunidad, en los problemas de nuestras familias, en todo lo que viene siendo el área de educación, alimentación, salud y vivienda, que viene a ser muy importante para esta ciudad. Siempre trato de mantenerme activa con ellos, participar en la manera de en lo que más se pueda. Como peruana, el plato bandera peruano es el ceviche. Este plato tiene un origen de hace 2000 años atrás, y se dice que viene de la palabra siwichi, que viene siendo de un dialecto quechua que se hablaba anteriormente en nuestro país. Entonces, cuando llegaron los españoles con nuevas especias como la cebolla y el limón, agregaron todos esos componentes al plato y se llamó siwich. Pero con los cambios culturales que hubo año tras año, se bautizó por fin con la palabra ceviche. Entonces, el ceviche es un plato frío y más que un plato fuerte o de fondo, es como un aperitivo. Y se sirve y se come inmediatamente. Entonces, se usa de preferencia un pescado blanco, podría ser el tilapia o puede ser corvina, si es que estamos hablando de el Perú, porque ese es el pescado que le da un poquito más de sabor al plato. Entonces se corta en cuadraditos de 2 o 3 diámetros y se le mezcla con el jugo que ya fue exprimido. Se le deja macerando un rato, unos 10 o 15 minutos, algunos le dan 20 minutos. Y aparte se corta la cebolla en juliana. Y en otro lado se hacen los aderezos, por ejemplo, un ají amarillo, un poco de pimienta, un poco de ajos. Todo eso se mezcla al final y se acompaña en el plato. Entonces, el plato puede ser servido con papa dulce o batata, lechuga y maíz, una mazorca de maíz que en nuestro país también es conocido como el choclo. Y básicamente ese es el plato peruano, así que espero que disfruten de este plato peruano, que es una gran delicia.
That was a really nice. Selmira is from Peru. That's why I think that's the reason she chose ceviche. We couldn't send you ceviche actually because it's a very not complicated dish, but it's difficult to transport, and essentially because ceviche needs to be tasted fresh right after you made it. It's the best way you can taste ceviche since it's like a raw fish. You need to make sure you have it as fresh as possible. But we sent a couple of things instead of that, right? What it
Yeah.
was,
I mean, would you really, you don't want us to do that. Raw
right?
fish in your basket. No.
No, no,
That's the part where you're going to have to come to us and then we can give it to you in the right way.
And as a community, there is many places that you can try ceviche or a fish tacos. We have so many. You have so many reasons to stop by the restaurants in New Brunswick and try some fish tacos. When we open the Mercado Esperanza again, you're so more than welcome to come to the Mercado and try those fish tacos and the many different fish dishes that we have,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
But we have sardines and mackerels on your basket for you. It's very popular to those dishes are very popular on the Latino culture as well. My father loves sardines with tomatoes and onions. We call it portola. So that reminded me to him as well. It was very good to see stuff like this in this wonderful basket.
Yeah. I call sardines that's my backup food.
Yeah.
I worked as a night nurse for years, and so I would always have like extra stuff in the car, and there'd be the can of the sardines, usually with some hot sauce because I need a little pep
Yeah.
at night, right?
Absolutely.
Good.
To help you to stay up.
But
Right?
so Silmira is also a community health ambassadors, and this is actually I remember one of the first programs I really remember is back with New Brunswick Tomorrow in the about 2014 or so. Um, this is taking the idea of, and the spirit of community and providing support, structure, and resources to that idea of community that, like, hey, I do care about how my neighbor's doing, and hey, I do want to make sure my neighbor, that her house is safe, that, she's aware of things like lead paint and that she knows where to go get care for her child when she needs it. And so that concept of really being good neighbors is what NBT put the structure behind. And so what this is about is trusted neighbors can reach out to the residents, especially the immigrant and Spanish-speaking neighbors who maybe even have a greater difficulty knowing what's going on in the city, and sharing information on health-related topics, healthy housing, even with the health crisis and all, diabetes, and just really helping residents to navigate what can sometimes be a complex healthcare system. So it's really, really important work coming from the spirit of being a good human.
Absolutely. They do such a great work. I always see them in all the events, working with the community, getting to know people and helping people to get, better living. It's amazing. Our next resident is Dave, one of the New Brunswick Tomorrow's new senior champions. Dave volunteers as a senior champion to help connect his fellow seniors to one another and to needed resources through the city.
Hi, my name is David Gahula. I'm a current resident of New Brunswick. Been here 14 years now. Originally, I was born in New Brunswick in 1955. I'm a member of the Senior Champions for New Brunswick Tomorrow, and they asked me to speak to you about my heritage, which is Hungarian and Slovak mixture. In New Brunswick in the 50s, the town was primarily Hungarian, Slovak, Russian, Ukrainian, and Polish, and much of our foods were very similar in the way they tasted, the way they were prepared. One of my favorites is smoked Hungarian kielbasa, which can be cooked or not cooked. It could be just eaten plain. Sometimes the Hungarians will mix it with potatoes. They'll mix it with sauerkraut, which is to die for. The Hungarians love their sauerkraut and their kielbasa. But again, it can be, you can just slice it up. You can mix it with eggs for breakfast. You can have it for a snack. I've cooked it a few times, just by itself or with the potatoes and the sauerkraut. And it's something really, I think, brings back New Brunswick, the old days of New Brunswick when these were the foods that we enjoyed. And if you'd like to try it, I would encourage you to try the smoked Hungarian kielbasa and just figure out what different ways you can mix it with. I hope you enjoy the taste of New Brunswick.
That was an amazing video.
What a
And-
sweet guy.
Kielbasa is really good. On the basket, they receive 2 different flavors. One is spicy and one regular. The good thing is that it's a surprise. They got mixed together, so we don't know. Once you open and cut your kielbasa, you'll know which flavor you got.
You will know.
Well,
And then send us a message in the chat. Which
In
one
the
did
chat.
you get? And how do you like
let
it?
us know. You want to try? Right?
Thank you. Oh, and speaking of chat, mango yum, says Jamie. And Manuel says his wife loves mango and salt. Yeah, that is a good one. You get that sweet
Yeah.
and tart thing.
Mhm.
Diana Diaz says in Mexico, we have a favorite snack or dessert called mangonadas.
Yes.
Mangonadas?
Mangonadas is like a juice. It's like a blended drink with mango
Okay.
and some spices on top. And they put like a straw. The straw has some of the spices as well. It's very colorful. It's so pretty. And I was very impressed to see the kids drink it. It's spicy to me, but the kids love it. You can see that on Mercado. We have a few vendors who does it, and it's so beautiful to see the kids walking around with their mangonadas in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Very cool. So that's, and Dave talking about that, just the changes that have gone on in the city, from primarily, the Hungarian, Polish, and whatnot. And even though there's less of a presence, there's still a presence because New Brunswick is still that rich. And being such an interestingly transient community, it is always interesting to see how, even when the presence of a certain group shifts, there's still remnants of that there. It becomes part of New Brunswick's charcuterie board. It
Yes.
becomes part of the flavor of New Brunswick itself. So it's really cool to see. Now, these senior champions, this is a newer project of NBT, and this is meant to help us reach out to the senior population to make sure that their voices are being heard. Especially this past year with COVID, it was very hard on this population and they felt very isolated and alone. And so NBT made special efforts to reach them, to deliver masks to them and other PPE, to deliver food and more, and on a consistent basis. Our senior champions are leading an effort to bring seniors together to talk about the things that matter most to them, and also to help them to have a virtual space in order to connect to other people. And they'll be starting workshops on those topics that the seniors say are important to them. So that's really great work.
Yeah. We also want to remind you that along the right side of our show, you can see the name of many of the donors who are making tonight's event possible. You can make a donation of your own by texting GIVE number 2 MBT, GIVE to MBT to 41444. 41444, or click the donate button in the top right of your screen. Yes.
I'm gonna have that in my head. There's a song coming. I feel it.
41444.
So now we're going to move into our work in the youth space, and we'd like to recognize Chris Walsh for being one of our youth sponsors for this evening. We also want to start by introducing you to Lady, who works with the School-Based Youth Services Program.
Hi everyone, my name is Lady Quas. I have worked with the New Brunswick community for the past 8 years, and specifically with NBT through the School-Based Youth Services Program for the last 5 years. I work at New Brunswick High School as a youth development specialist, which means that I assist students with gaining employment, referral sources within their community, and activities within the school. New Brunswick really has a large Latino community. My family specifically is from the Dominican Republic. In the Dominican Republic, it is very custom to have a large, hearty breakfast. One of the food items that I'm choosing to share with you all today is queso blanco, which we add to a lot of breakfast items. This is served fried and is usually served with mango, which is mashed up plantains, salami, eggs, and avocados. Really anything you want to add to it. My preferred brands of cheese to buy for this meal, which you can find at any supermarket, especially here in New Brunswick, is the Tropical Queso Blanco. I chose this item because it's very easy to make. It, as I mentioned, can be served with anything, and it just really makes for a delicious meal. You can serve it with as an appetizer, as a breakfast item, or as part of any charcuterie board. I hope you all enjoy it. Thanks.
This just in. We've got more donors. Thank you, Roger Daly, for your donation. Thank you, Wendy Wright, for your donation. Thanks so much, everyone. Keep it coming.
Amazing. The queso blanco is something I really love. I think it gave me the chance to work with it a lot. I like to fry it just like that, right? To make some hot pepper sauce to eat, to dip the cheese on it,
Ooh,
right? We can eat it with salami. We can eat it in different ways. We can also kind of like put it in between a sandwich for our kids. You know, it's like different ways we can eat queso blanco or queso fresco. It really identified the community a lot. It's something that we all use and we're very familiar. And the good thing is that you can use it to cook, you can use it to eat just like that, you can fry it. It's something that is not too expensive, and you can also access in any of the stores on the bodegas in the city. But it's, you know, very rich, flavorful, and very also good to pair with different kind of wines and to eat, you know, together, or just put it on the board like this. So I hope you enjoyed all the stuff that you have in your basket. Let us know how everything tastes to you. You can find this queso blanco at the tropical market or many other grocery stores, bodegas, right? In tropical market is in 952 Livingston Avenue, North Brunswick.
and that Tropical brand, I mean, they're like everywhere.
Yes.
I will tell you that this queso blanco ended up often in what might be considered a traditional Turkish breakfast. Because
Right.
we would do this on Sundays when my kids were little. And so we had olives and cheese and, you know, figs and feta, and sometimes I didn't have the feta or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but you know what was nearby? Was some Tropical or some other local brand of the queso blanco. So we'd cut it into nice cubes, and it end up in the middle of a Turkish breakfast platter.
Yeah,
So
it
yay,
is really good.
all good
I wonder
stuff.
how many bodegas there is in New Brunswick,
That's ooh,
right?
that's better than
Maybe
like how
somebody
many jelly beans in the jar. For sure.
maybe somebody wants to answer that on the chat,
I feel a contest coming on. I like
right?
that. That's a good one. So we wanted to tell you a little bit about the school-based program, and it was a few years ago when I was in high school, and I remember school-based. Jasenia was in school-based program, as a matter of fact. I remember many of the kids were, and it is exactly like it is what it does. It is a comprehensive social services program. It is there to help the kids with employment, with group and individual counseling, with just youth development, with opportunities to learn more about themselves, and then how to present that. And I'll tell you that Jasenia Hernandez is one of the best examples of the value of a school-based youth services program. So
Yeah.
it serves all of kids of all ages in 4 New Brunswick schools, and the whole goal is to assure that they have academic success, building on their own strengths, as well as helping them to overcome their obstacles. And we all know how important that is in life, is to be able to, stand up against whatever might bring you down. There's also now a parent linking program that helps teen parents to stay on a path to graduation, providing them with wraparound services that includes on-site daycare at the high school, group and individual counseling, parent education classes, and life skills, and so much more. So really, again, removing those what might be barriers and obstacles to their own personal success, their educational success, and their life success, and really setting the stage for them to be great examples for their children.
Yeah. Don't forget to give to New Brunswick 41444. Up next is our youngest participant, who is a member of our mental health student ambassador program at New Brunswick High School. I'd like you to meet, what was the name? Shekinah.
Shekinah.
Yes.
Good job.
Hi everyone, my name is Shekinah Cook and I am a senior at New Brunswick High School. I am also involved in the Student Ambassador Program. In our program, we strive to bring awareness about mental health issues to our peers in the community, and we provide resources on how to help yourself and others. I enjoy giving back to my community that has given so much to me. The African American community is so vibrant. In particular, our food, a culture food that I want to share with you guys is soul food, and it's delicious. Some items that go under soul food is mac and cheese, collard greens, and cornbread. Cornbread is especially my favorite because it's a sweet and savory treat, and it complements any type of food that you eat. You can eat it with soup, salad, pasta, or anything like that, and it's really delicious. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy.
A quick shout out to Patria for her donation. Thank you so much. Yay, that is awesome. That's great.
So
Indeed. Yeah, anonymous. That's cool. You can be anonymous. That is a pretty significant amount, and wow, we thank you for that. Uh, Ram Law, RAM Law, uh, wonderful donation. Thank you. $500. That is fantastic. And Jamie and Siobhan, thank you guys so much. PNC Bank donated $1,500. That's $1,500.
wow,
Thank you guys so much. Wow, it's coming in like crazy.
that's amazing.
Joseph Ciafulo. And in addition to what's popping up here, we've got even more on this list. The support is just really tremendous, and we cannot thank you guys enough, other than making sure your dollars go to work really hard. So thank you to Chris Pavano, John Semlo, Angela Senger Mirsic, Jasenia Silverio, Gus Slayman. Well, we did thank you already, but we're thanking you again, so thanks. New Brunswick City Center, and
We have Yolanda Sweeney, Jamie and Siobhan Santiago, Ram Lowe, Kelly Watts. Thank you so much to all of you
Thank
for
you.
your support. Seriously, without you, any of this will be possible. Now let's talk about the cornbread. It's something I do love. I used to eat it back in my country, and then when I moved to America, I learned that there's so many different ways to do it. This specific cornbread came to you from Jersey Shore Barbecue. Do you know we have a Jersey Shore Barbecue right here in East Brunswick?
I didn't know that.
That is so amazing. I have to go
Thank
try
you.
that
We're gonna
place.
have to check them
It
out.
is delicious, seriously, and it's a big connection with different cultures, right? Because it's part of being that soul food, Latino food. So it's something that you eat with almost everything. I will eat this with some kind of a stew or just to put on the table to mix with everything else. But it's something very, very easy to make, cheap, and really, really good.
I tell
Right?
you, I love the fact that that's one of the things I love so much is that every culture has their breads. You know, they have either like a flat bread that they do something with. Maybe you put the stuff on top, maybe you roll it up, whatever. In Trinidad, we have our roti. We love our
Oh,
roti.
yes.
Sometimes you put things inside. Sometimes you mash it up and you tear it and you use it in what we call bust up chop. And so you would use that. You don't even need a fork. Just get on in there and start scooping it out.
Yes.
I remember when Makeda's was here and they had that awesome flat sponge bread that you would use in that same way. Every culture has some kind of, rice dish.
Yeah.
Every culture has some kind of like sweetness,
Right.
some kind of sweet bread. So it's awesome to
This
see.
is very good and it's very flavorful. Don't forget, you can get this on Jersey Shore Barbecue and 77 Times Lane, East Brunswick, New Jersey. How amazing.
Very cool. I wanted to check them out. And Shekinah, wow, so articulate. Just
Yes.
just an impressive young lady. Just thank you, Shekinah, for being you. And she's a great example of the youth work that we're doing, that MBT is supporting. This is a brand new one as well. This year we launched the Stigma Free campaign at New Brunswick High School, and we're working with the school district to provide workshops and training to faculty, to the staff, on how to best interact with students and create a healthy environment for the school personnel and for the students. So we're providing extra support through COVID time and even beyond with mental health counselors, with info sessions for the students and parents on how to deal with isolation, how to deal with grief, how to deal with anxiety and depression. And the students part here as ambassadors, they are high school students, and they create messaging around good mental health practices, how to build resilience, and they share that with their peers on their own social media platforms. So they've also received training on how to create a positive environment and how to discuss mental health, how to recognize when a classmate has a need for more help, and how to refer them to available services and resources. So this is personally a huge one for me, health and wellness, especially in that young adult age where there's so much already going on for them, and then in the times that we've been to know that they haven't been able to be as plugged in and connected to all the support and resources and outlets that they usually would be. This work is so crucial, and here we are giving them the skills, the principles, but also the opportunity to practice, because you can teach anybody anything, but if you don't also provide the environment in which they practice the principles, you're really not creating a situation that's successful. So really excited about this work.
It is absolutely and very important what you mentioned, because not only because of that, because there's also a lot of kids who struggle to get access to these services. As it is, as an adult, it's difficult, but if you can get these services to a younger community, it's very, very important.
Absolutely.
Like you say, especially nowadays, kids are not interacting with each other. This is giving them the chance, to get the care that they need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really, really important stuff.
And I love the fact that she said that this is her favorite meal, that she ate this
It's
with
so sweet.
everything. It reminds her home, and it's something that we have to teach our kids as well, right?
Yeah.
To love our ancestors, to love our food from the past, to embrace that here in America as well,
Yeah.
to take the legacy with us, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. That means that they really teach her good on her house.
Truly.
Right?
I mean, honestly, this is like, it's a medicine board, because food
Yes.
is medicine. When you
Absolutely.
eat something that reminds you of home, that brings back a warm and inspiring experience, you feel it as a warm, inspiring experience because of the biochemical changes that are happening in your body. You are increasing your feel-good hormones, you're lowering your stress hormones. It's fun, but it's also really serious business when it comes to mental health and well-being, and being able to have access to the things that remind you of what's important, that remind you of good feelings, is so essential.
This is a beautiful, beautiful, well curated basket. I hope you guys are enjoying that. Let us know in the comments how everything is
Yeah.
tasting to you.
I'm
and
looking out. Talk
right?
to me.
Yes.
So now we want to take you into the neighborhood space, especially our Esperanza neighborhood. We'd like to thank our sponsor, PNC Bank, for their support of NBT and the neighborhood work. Our first resident is also responsible for putting tonight's baskets together at his business, Brunswick Catering. He's a graduate of the Community Business Academy, and he's an active member of the French Street Business Owners Group. So please meet Murillo.
My name is Murillo Fonseca. I'm the owner of Brunswick Catering. I went to the Business Academy, and it was a great Rising Tide Capital helped me with my business in a way that it's incredible. Anybody have to go and take that as a course, because it will change the entire idea of a business, especially for someone like come from a different background. Like I'm from Costa Rica, and it's been a long time since when I started the business. It wasn't like what I have right now. It's way different. The academy helped me a lot with that. Then I've been a member of the French Street development team, and it's been amazing. You can see the difference in the street. It's way cleaner. The murals all over the place. When you drive by, you feel like it's a nice town, and that's the whole purpose of doing this work on French Street. And I'm from Costa Rica again, and this is my favorite chip. I picked it because it reminds me my childhood. I grew up eating them, and all I asked my dad on the weekends was for this. So you guys can mix it with some tuna, and dipping is really good. So enjoy it, and thank you.
Costa Rica, it's a very rich country with food. They have so many different kind of meals that you can enjoy. And Murillo introduced us to this kind of chips, and he was saying that normally there you will eat it with like kind of like a salsa with tomatoes and onions, or even with the fish that we have in here. You can eat it like that. You can eat it with casamiento. You can eat it with different stuff. But they're so good, right?
They're
They're so
so good.
flavorful.
Obviously, you can tell what my job is tonight here.
So you're gonna find that in your basket, and if you don't, you can get it on the local stores right here, or maybe you can go to Murillo. Probably he has it on his business as well. But it's very delicious, and that's what we're talking about: diversity and presenting different kind of food from different countries. This is just so amazing. We also, Kelly also bring us some plantain chips. That again, tell us in the chat, what will you eat it with? I will eat it with some guacamole, right? With some salsa. Very, very, very. Even with the cheese, you can eat it with the cheese. Different kind of ways that you can eat it.
Night nurse food.
Right?
I can't tell you how many bags. This is some of the best stuff ever. So tasty, crunchy, and then they have those different kinds. There's like the garlic one, and
Right.
there's the salt and the vinegar, and such good stuff. Yummo. Thank you guys for adding this to the board. So Murillo is a great representation of what happens when we can invest time and support and resources into a small business, whether it's someone just starting up or already existing. And so that small business, that community business academy that he talked about, it trains aspirational and existing business owners with the tools that they need to succeed, provides them with coaching and technical assistance, especially to the French Street business area, and also the creation of the French Street Business Association to help promote that whole corridor to customers and visitors as well, because it's twofold. We've got to support the business, the aspiring businesses, and then we've also got to get the people to show up so that they can engage with those businesses. And that also involves improving the hardscape along that whole area, creating a more vibrant commercial area. And I want to say it's Tuesday, June 22nd. There's going to be another mural going on there at Collab Arts, who is one of the most fantastic partners that MBT has in town. And it's going to be either I think their 13th mural. They've done so many amazing murals. If you've been anywhere along that area, you've seen them already. And they're gorgeous and they're inspiring, especially that one with the one right on, is it Baldwin? Yes. The huge handy.
Yes.
Oh, every time I look at that, it's so gorgeous. Again, it's heartwarming to see really beautiful colors and depictions and emotions and all. And that is all part of what it takes to revive an area. And the funny thing is, Elizabeth Hance, one of our board members, talks about growing up in that area. I will not tell you how long ago that was, but what she describes sounds like what's happening again, what French Street Corridor is turning into, and hasn't been for a long time, but it's happening again. Somewhere where people want to spend their time, people want to spend their money, somewhere that they want to engage with each other. So that's really awesome work.
It's turning beautiful out there. It's looking so good. They're doing such
Turn
an
around.
amazing work. Yeah.
Turn the city
And we have
around. Oh my God, I told you I was going to start singing eventually.
That's good. We even have a tour to see the murals with Collab and Esperanza. So it was very nice to see all the murals. We're probably going to have that again. So stay tuned to see when it's going to be our next tour to see all the murals. We would like to take the opportunity to thank New Brunswick City Center for being a sponsor of this evening program. Our next resident has participated in our Mercado and is also a culinary graduate from Elijah's Promise baking program. She now owns her own business, Sabor Taino, and has catered plenty of New Brunswick Tomorrow events. Welcome to Lisandra.
Hey. Hello. Buenas noches, buenos días, buenas tardes a ustedes. Sí, mira, un momentito, por favor. Soy Lisandra Cruz, conocida como Chef Cruz. Participo con Brunswick Tomorrow a través de Mercado Esperanza, de la cual conocí cuando estudiaba culinaria en Elias Promise. Mercado Esperanza es algo muy especial para mí, de la cual he dado a conocer la infusión venezolano con puertorriqueño. Es un grupito de la comunidad mexicana, donde la cual me han dado la oportunidad, porque mi comida es puertorriqueña, infusión, como les dije, venezolana y cubana. Me he sentido muy bien, muy bien, muy bien con ellos. La cultura de ellos es muy, muy, muy bonita. Y yo también le he dado a conocer de mi cultura a ellos, o que hemos tenido una buena conexión, no simplemente como coworkers, sino como amigos. ¿Qué le puedo decir? Mi comida es puertorriqueña con infusión venezolana. Es algo que yo traigo desde la sangre a través de mi bisabuelo. Mis recetas son auténticas de mis abuelos y bisabuelos. Todo lo que hago es a través de recetas de mi casa, para que ustedes se sientan en su casa también. En esto les traigo el famoso coquito. El coquito es algo muy, muy cultural de Puerto Rico en cuanto a las fiestas navideñas. ¿Por qué coquito? Coquito es algo que es lo más tradicional, adicional de los pasteles, el arroz y todo eso. ¿Qué conlleva el coquito? Coquito lo dice la palabra coquito, coquito derivado del coco. Se sirve con un vaso con hielo, se toma frío, se toma a temperatura, como usted decide tomárselo. Normalmente, pues, la mayoría de las personas lo toman con hielo, como un traguito después de comida o antes de la comida para la fiesta. Hay muchos que no lo toman para la fiesta. Es un derivado como el eggnog, pero no es, es parecido al eggnog, pero nosotros los puertorriqueños pues ya le añadimos nuestro toque cultural borinqueño, que es lleva romo, lleva coco, leche, crema, canela, y algunos le echan la yema de huevo, otros no, porque dicen que si le echamos el huevo pues ya sería eggnog. Nosotros queremos el cultural de nosotros, que sería el coquito, que es el coco con su canela y su romo. Como les digo, eso se toma con vaso con hielo, y otros se lo toman sin hielo. Es al gusto de ustedes. Espero que les guste, espero que sientan que al tomarlo se sientan en mi país, con mi cultura, y buen provecho. Gracias.
Coquito is such a wonderful drink, so rich, a representation of the Puerto Rican Boricuan culture, so flavorful. The smells. I still look forward to December to be able to have these flavors. People make it homemade. Normally you can get it from your friends, etc. But now Sabor Taíno has their own coquito brand, which is amazing. It is so good. It's so rich. You can just have it without the alcohol. In your baskets, you have it with the alcohol content in there, so you can also enjoy it at home. But it's a very, very, very good drink. I know Lisandra from Mercado Esperanza. And I've been working with the Mercado Esperanza for several years now, and it's been a pleasure to see all the vendors grow their businesses going forward with it, which is what we're supposed to do in New Brunswick tomorrow. So I see many of them growing up their business, which was really amazing. Taste it at home. Let us know in the text, in the chat, how you think about this drink, but it's really good. Shout out to Lisandra for making such a good drink. I want to thank you, a couple of the people who keep donating. Charles Albritton, thank you so much for your donation. Patricia Batista and Clariver Cortez, thank you so much, guys, for your donations. They're helping us to keep on going with the work that we do with New Brunswick tomorrow.
Absolutely. And thank you to Ken Bland as well. Thank you so much. And I'm loving these chats in here. So yay, just caught up. Good mental health is essential, absolutely. And food is medicine. You said it. Oh, hey, Sarah from Sister Work. You are awesome. Thank you. Oh, such good stuff. Thank you guys for taking the time to be with us here. We're coming into the home stretch of this, and we know your time is valuable, and we really appreciate you spending some of it with us. This is what community is all about. Here's the food, here's the people, here's the stories. And so Mercado, oh my gosh, is such a great way to express all of that because you're talking about this marketplace that celebrates food, arts, the culture of the city, and even within the Latino community, so much diversity there, as we all know. Like, give me a break. It is amazing. The Esperanza Project prioritizes participating, having a local micro entrepreneurs work to hone their skills and supplement their primary income. So we're talking about folks who they've got the goods, they've got some product that's marketable. They've figured out a system to make it and provide it, and need the venue, need the resources, need the support to make that happen in a consistent way. A lot of these folks don't have brick and mortar places as well, which could be a huge obstacle to getting your products out there. So the Mercado is a fantastic opportunity to have that happen. And I have had some of the best fish tacos in my life at that Mercado Esperanza. This past year, obviously, the market was put on hold, but the work continued through the Mercado Institute, which brought art and expression projects to the youth and also took the energy of the Mercado vendors who cooked meals in support of the families who needed food. So, community is as community does. So, really awesome stuff. Our final item for tonight pairs nicely with your coquito and will be introduced by our friend Yadira. She's been a very active member of Esperanza Neighborhood Project, including the mural work and the Teatro Esperanza, a performing arts group of all ages that creates and performs around the city in conjunction with our awesome friends at Collab Arts.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Yadira García. Yo he vivido en New Brunswick por 30 años. Tengo 2 hijos aquí y soy miembro del Proyecto Esperanza. El Proyecto Esperanza pertenece a New Brunswick Tomorrow, donde trabajamos en limpiezas, en reuniones comunitarias y también participo en el Mercado Esperanza, donde yo vendo tamales, y programas de arte, programas de teatro. Soy una actriz de Teatro Esperanza, como le podemos llamar ahora, que es un teatro para madres y niños. Tengo mi hijo que participa conmigo en el Teatro Esperanza y participa mucho en las limpiezas de Proyecto Esperanza, en los servicios comunitarios que tiene Proyecto Esperanza. Y también fui uno de los primeros estudiantes graduados de liderazgo familiar, donde nos enseñaron a saber ahorrar, a saber educar a nuestros hijos, a saber alimentarlos, a saber hablar con ellos. Tiene muchos programas muy buenos, un programa muy recomendable para todas las familias. Y bueno, les quiero hablar también de una comida tradicional de mi país, ya que nosotros somos mexicanos y en todos los eventos usamos el pan. El pan es un pan dulce que se come con una bebida, ya sea chocolate o café, servido con cualquiera de las 2 bebidas. Es bastante rico y es tradicional para todos los eventos, ya sea un bautizo, una boda, un funeral. Espero que les guste, es un pan muy rico, espero que disfruten cuando lo prueben.
I love pan dulce. That's something that I can never refuse. Every time I go to the home of one of the people in the community that happens to be from Mexico, they always have some pan dulce to welcome you with some chocolate milk, or like we call it chocolate caliente, to have with it. Actually, during the pandemic, Charles was giving out pan dulce, and we came up with the idea to give it with chocolate and milk, so the families can enjoy some pan dulce with chocolate on their homes.
So awesome.
During the pandemic, I remember we did a contest on asking how many gallons of milk we have inside my car. It was very nice to read the answers of the people. I personally enjoy pan dulce because it's soft, because it's like it's sweet, but it's not like a hard sweet, like it's not as strong. So you can really enjoy it. And really, we want to tell you, even if you don't have the hot chocolate, if you have it with tea or coffee, it is really, really tasty. And like you say, we can also have it with coquito, right? Why not?
Why not? That is also cool.
Of
Although I think
course.
tonight I'm having a little bit with my cocoa.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
absolutely. I do know Yadira on a personal level because I'm part of Teatro Esperanza. And it's so amazing that in Teatro Esperanza, the parents are learning how to act with their kids all together. So you can see all their acting skill blooming. And then they start interacting with each other. And it's so beautiful to see the separation they do when they're gonna go to a scene or when they're gonna start acting or practicing. They all became professionals, and you know that they're family, but when they're going to about to act, they're professionals, you
That
know.
is
And that's
fantastic.
what we learned together on Teatro Esperanza, and it was so amazing to see them grow as actors.
That is really great. You know,
Yes.
there are not enough opportunities for families to do things like this together. You know, I think we're moving out of this phase where we drop our kids off, you know, to a class for something, or we drop them off so that we can go to class for something. And you know, I see more and more people are looking for that quality family time, enriching family time, for all ages and for whatever that family structure looks like, that there's these multi-aged, you know, multi-relationship opportunities that really help them to grow as individuals and also within their relationship. So that is just awesome stuff.
So amazing.
Really, really good
Seriously.
stuff. So this is just another example of the resident outreach and resident activities that New Brunswick Tomorrow supports. You know, when you talk about revitalizing a neighborhood, there's so many pieces to it. There's structures, there's you know, there's buildings, there's businesses, there's infrastructures, and then there's getting in there with the people and how do we improve their lives on these different ways, but what's important to them, what's already going on, and how can we make that, you know, more of what they would like to see.
Yeah, you know, there is a lot of need. Sometimes we don't realize, we think, oh, we are in America, everybody got it. Not necessarily. There is a lot of need, but it's also very wonderful to see that there is organizations in New Brunswick that they're doing the work, right? And New Brunswick Tomorrow does so many things, is sometimes you don't even know they're behind it, but they're involved. New Brunswick Tomorrow is involved in so many stuff through the community, for the community. And it's so wonderful to see that it is a place that you can get that help, the extra help that you need if you're looking for something, right?
Yeah.
Mental health, seniors, families, kids. We are actually in New Brunswick Tomorrow, you know, like even that cleaning of the streets. There is a lot of stuff that happens in the organization, and there's a lot of people behind it. It's so amazing to see that there is an organization like that, and any of this wouldn't be happening without the donations and the donors helping us. So don't forget to text give to MBT to 41444.
41444.
Yeah.
In case you needed it again.
As you can see, we could talk about the great work of New Brunswick Tomorrow for hours. Our residents share their first-hand experiences about how New Brunswick Tomorrow has helped them thrive and grow. We want to thank them for sharing their culture and their stories with you.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. We are so proud of all that's been accomplished in these first 45 years. We know the work is nowhere near done. There's still so much more. And if anything, this past year and a half has brought to light how much more work there is to do. But it's also brought to light how many more people are putting their skin in the game, that are willing to show up and be part of this in some way, shape, or form, you know, using whatever resources they have available, if it's their presence alone or if it's their dollars and everything else in between. So we invite you to join us in this work, to get engaged, follow us on social media, sign up for our newsletter. Most importantly, make those greatly appreciated donations that allow us to continue the work of moving people forward.
Absolutely. Also, a big thanks to our community partners, Collab Arts, for handling tech and stream design for this event. Yes. We want to once again say a huge thank you to all tonight's sponsors and donors. We cannot say those words enough. Your generosity make all this work possible. You can still make a gift by texting gift to MBT to 41444 41444 or click the donate button at the top of your screen.
Awesome. So on behalf of New Brunswick Tomorrow board and staff, on behalf of all of the residents we serve, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that you've enjoyed celebrating the flavors of New Brunswick with us. I want to thank my awesome, fantastic Carolina Moratti, co-host. I want to give a shout out to John and Jeff over there. Thank you guys.
Of course.
For making it all look so great. Thank you for everyone who contributed to these baskets. Now we're going to take it all the way back to the people who made the pan dulce, the people who made the colbas, the queso. May they all have enough good food to eat every day. May the food that we all consume do really good things for our bodies and support whatever work we find is valuable and that we want to be doing with ourselves, that we want to be doing with our lives. We thank you so much for your time, for your support. We wish you a great night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.